Halloween is one of those special times of the year, especially if you're an American, and it's not quite as big here in the UK. People dress up, they go to parties, they like to decorate their homes with cobwebs and skeletons, and they make everything feel all spooky. One way of getting into the spirit of things is to watch movies, specifically horror movies. There are a lot of horror movies though, and not all of them are great at establishing that Halloween vibe. Yes, there must be a fear factor to them, but there also has to be a fun factor. At the end of the day, Halloween is supposed to be a fun time. So, these are my 5 recommendations to help you get into the Halloween spirit. Not necessarily the best Halloween movies, but ones that will help set that mood. John Carpenter's The Thing is a science fiction horror classic, filled with impressive special effects, gore and twists. The film is suspenseful and it keeps you thinking. It also boasts a great cast of characters who must figure out who they can trust. It's also great at establishing an environment set entirely in an outpost in the middle of nowhere. The Thing is one of the greatest horror movies ever made, and it's aged magnificently. Halloween Town is one of the more family-friendly entries I'm talking about today. Starring Debbie Reynolds as a witch from the titular town, it is about a family who discovers there's a more magical plane of existence, and that they have some ancestral connections to it. This isn't necessarily the best film ever made, but it has a fun factor. There's humour and charm to it. Debbie Reynolds is great in it, and it does a good job at setting that Halloween time vibe. The 2018 sequel/reboot of Halloween is probably the best of the franchise. Some purists would disagree and argue that the original is the best. However, this one is certainly more accessible and modern, and it has better violence and gore, some cool scares, and even some funny moments as well. Jamie Lee Curtis returns portraying a badass revenge-seeking Laurie. If you really want, you can also watch the first of its sequels, which isn't great, but it is fun. Just avoid that last one. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of the original slasher movies, and it continues to be a creepy, twisted classic. In it, a group of friends venture into the unknown, encounter a bizarre family, and not all of them make it back alive. It hasn't aged too bad, but there are of course some moments which don't hold up. What makes this movie stand out is the visuals and that uncomfortable tone and vibe throughout. It's just creepy. The original Paranormal Activity is one of the scariest films I've ever seen. Of course, fear is subjective, but this one taps into the fear of the unknown because you never see what's causing the titular Paranormal Activity. It's a found footage movie about a couple trying to capture evidence of the hauntings at their home. It's slow, it's suspenseful, it's spooky, and it's tense. It has a couple of decent sequels too, but none of them match the quality of the original. And those are the 5 recommendations I've got right now, but I want to give quick shout outs to the work of Mike Flanagan over on Netflix. His TV miniseries are fantastic. I also want to give a quick shout out to Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Bedknobs and Broomsticks is a classic, in the same vein as Mary Poppins. It's not really a Halloween movie, but it does feature a lot of Halloween vibes to it. It focuses on witchcraft, it focuses on magic, it has a fun factor. There's also some spooky horror elements to it as well. So check that out if you want a good classic that isn't all about being scary or horror. And let me know what your Halloween recommendations are in the comments and feedback down below. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this, and follow me on Twitter or X at @the_Grant Burton. Until next time though, thanks for watching.